The Franklin County Cookbook presents Cooking with Jerry.
Hi, I'm Jerry Thompson, and welcome to my home on the shores of the Apalachicola Bay. We're located on St. George Island in the plantation, about 4 boat docks just east of Bob Site's Cut that leads from the Apalachicola Bay into the Gulf of Mexico. Since moving here from Atlanta about 10 years ago, I have found that one of my biggest passions is fishing the beautiful waters of the Apalachicola Bay and the Gulf of Mexico. And my next biggest passion is preparing and cooking my catch. One of my favorite recipes is grouper piccata. And I'm going to go inside now and I'm going to show you how I cook it. What we have here is a beautiful piece of fish, a grouper. Grouper is a very mild fish that comes out of the Gulf of Mexico, and you can actually catch this fish within 6 or 7 miles from where we're standing right now in my kitchen on St. George Island. I'm going to start my recipe with a little olive oil. We're going to put a little olive oil in here, and usually, depending on the size of the fish and the number of pieces you cook, it's usually about 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of fish. Of course, a little salt and pepper for flavor, both sides. Some nice ground pepper, freshly ground pepper. And then what I do is I dust them with a little flour. I try not to make it too much. I just want to cover the fish with the flour. Just a nice smooth little dusting, what I call a dusting, before we put him in the pan. Now we're going to sear him about 3 minutes on each side. And once you put the grouper in, don't fool with it. Just let it cook for a while, for the 2 minutes, until you get it ready to turn on the other side. Now I've got another pan, and the secret to this whole recipe, to me, is in the sauce. So just the preparation of the fish, cooking both sides of the fish is not a big deal. But the sauce is what makes this recipe good. So I'm going to take this off since I've already prepared another to save time. And we're going to prepare the sauce. We basically take the fish completely out of the pan, and now we've got just a little bit of reserve olive oil here in the pan, and we're going to deglaze the pan. Now I like to deglaze with a very light dry wine, either that or vermouth. Chardonnay is a little oaky, a little bit strong. And don't buy that bought stuff out of the store, that cooking wine. That's no good. If you can't drink it, it's not good to cook with anyway. So I always like to kind of take a little sip. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. So we're going to pour a little bit of this in here just to deglaze the pan and cook that down into a kind of a syrup. We're going to cook it down till it gets a little thick, just about a minute. Doesn't take long, and it starts getting a little thick and a little bit syrupy. And as soon as we do that, I always like to put a little bit of lemon juice. Usually about 1/4 of a lemon will do it. Don't want to get it too lemony. And we continue to stir and adjusting the heat until it cooks down about 1/2. Then what I like to do is I add a little bit of chicken broth, just a little bit of chicken broth. And this is the balancing act in this sauce. If you cook it a little bit too much, you can always adjust by adding more chicken broth. So we like to cook that down again, getting it to a good consistency of a good, nice syrupy consistency to cook down to about half. And the next thing I'd like to do while we're doing that is add a garlic. One piece of garlic. Just put it in a little garlic press like this. And let that cook just a little bit until it gets work the flavors into the sauce. That sauce is cooking now real good, and I just wish you could smell this right now. It smells delicious. This is one of my wife Karen's favorite recipes, and she's sort of picky about her eating habits on seafood, but she loves grouper piccata. And every time we turn around and I say, "What do you want for dinner?" it's always grouper piccatas. So I'm getting used to it now. Now that we've cooked the sauce down just a little bit, what I have here is a few capers. I add my capers. That should do it right there. Stir the capers in it. And that sauce is just about right now. It's getting thick. And there's one more ingredient I'm going to add. I have to go over to the refrigerator and get it out. And that's some cold butter. Now you don't want to cook your butter. You don't want your butter to cook. What you want it to do is I always turn it off and add about 3 slices of cold butter and swirl it. When you swirl it in there, it will not separate. If you try to cook the butter after it's in there, it begins to separate. So what we're doing is just swirling that butter around and just melting it like this. Boy, that's smelling good. That's just about done. It's all melted. And now we're going to take the grouper that's been prepared. I like to put it in there like this and then just slosh a little bit of that sauce on top, like so. Then I put it back on my plate, like this. Let's add a few lemons to it, and a little bit of nice parsley. And now we have grouper piccata. Let's try it. I wish everybody had some of this. If you'd like to see some more recipes, go to my website at www.stgeorgeislandrealestate.com. www.stgeorgeislandrealestate.com, where you may want to share some of your recipes with me. And don't forget, there's nothing any better than freshly caught seafood out of the waters of the Apalachicola Bay or the Gulf of Mexico.